Right, it is Saturday morning. Got my starter here. I fed it about, it is 8:39 in the morning. I fed it around 6:15 this morning after I fed it last night. I stuck it in the oven yesterday afternoon with the proofing on, and it really rose up nicely. It has a really nice, like a flowery, not like flower, like a blooming flower, like an odor, like potpourri type smell. So that means we're in good shape. It still has a little bit to go, but I'm gonna make bread today. So I'll go ahead and get started with this. I'm using this DJI Action, or I'm sorry, no, DJI Nano. This is a little vlogging camera. I have my mic set up on it, and it's very portable. Normally I use a my Sony A7 IV, which is an incredible camera, but I just wanted to try something different. So you can see in the bowl, and this moves around a little bit too, so it's easier to use, I think. It's quicker, it's more, quality's good and everything works really well, and it's just easy to get moving here. Why did I turn it off? 1, 0 my scale, turn it to kilogram or grams. We're gonna do 490 grams of water. What I like to do, I always use filtered water. I always warm it up. So 0 at the scale. So it's just shy, well, just over 2 cups, just shy of 500 milliliters of water. I don't, I just use everything in grams because that's just easier to do. So you don't have like percentages, and the math is very easy to math. You can do it any other way you want. I just do it with grams because most of the people I've seen that have good recipes and good methodologies that I've copied extensively over the years have all had really good, have all done it with metric, because you have zeros, everything's in tens. It's base 10, you don't have to worry, it's easier just to keep all the numbers in your head together. So this is an auto lease. This is the first part. It's going to be 666 grams of flour and 492 grams of water. This will be this is the first part, so it takes a little bit. It's like I said, it's 8:30 in the morning. It's now 8:42 actually. And this is going to take most of the day. I actually don't bake the bread today. I bake the bread tomorrow. So all of this is prep to get our bread together. I wonder if this mic is, I have a Samsung washer dryer and they make that sound every time they end. I wonder if that shows up. Anyway, I have 300 grams in. I'm going to take it up to 666 grams. There we go. Flour as a price hasn't gone up too much, but it is over $5 now. When I started doing this a couple years ago, it was right around a little over $4 for a bag of flour, 5-pound bag. That's why I like doing stuff like this. It's relatively cheap to do, and afterwards you have a loaf of bread. It's not just like, because I'm painting a guitar. Painting a guitar is incredibly fun. I'm having a lot of fun trying to figure it out. But this, when I finish this, I'll have a loaf of bread that I can eat during the week. It's nice to have a nice snack, just as a snack itself, or make myself like a grilled cheese. For breakfast, I can have a piece of bread with butter. It's very filling because it's bread, right? Anyway, mix this around a little bit, mix the two flours together. Let me give a little hole. I'm gonna put this is about 95, 98 degrees. So it's really very, you gotta keep it warm. I wanna keep it around 85 degrees or so. And that just helps the process along. Today is a mild day for Houston. I think it's only gonna get up to the low 90s, maybe in the upper 80s. The humidity's around 70% though. I went for a walk this morning. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty mild. It's borderline cool actually for Houston, at least this time of year. It's the first weekend in October when I'm shooting this. But when you get this, the worst thing you can do is freak out about it. Just take it off. If it doesn't come off that easily, wet this hand. Keep one hand clean. Just like when you're doing when you're frying fish or something, or katsu for that matter. Keep a wet hand and a dry hand as much as you can. It's good. I mean, you're gonna get dirty on both of them, but what I like to do is just keep moving it. It's okay. It's going to be scratchy. It's going to be sticky until you get all this flour integrated. And that's what this first step is doing. It's mixing the flour and the water together. We're trying to coat every grain of flour with water, or coat every water. No, that doesn't make sense. It's the other way around. So this is making a mess. So the worst thing you can do is panic and start adding and adding and adding. If it's still way too sticky after messing around with it for about 5 minutes, add like a tablespoon of flour just to make sure that you're keeping within measurement. So that way you keep a track. It's like, okay, well, needed another tablespoon of flour. Because otherwise it'll just get away from you and then you have a gooey mess and it's a pain. See, it's still really stuck to me. It's a humid day. I don't know how much that plays a factor because I am inside. It's not like I'm sitting on a rock by the ocean making this, although that would probably be fun. Just a tablespoon of flour. I noticed I move this around so much that this index finger starts to ache when I'm moving this, which is kind of weird. I guess it's just getting older. That is more than a tablespoon, but should be all right. So you just want to integrate this flour in. little bit more flour. It's still a tiny bit sticky, but it's workable now. My hands are clean. Always make sure to wash your hands. I know it's a lot of people don't like to wash your hands for whatever reason. They're weirdo. Don't be a weirdo. Wash your hands. If you're watching a YouTube video right now, I guarantee you have soap and water, or at least can afford soap and water. Doesn't have to be fancy soap. Doesn't have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be special water or anything. Just regular old tap water and soap. There we go. It's come together a little bit more. I think it's because it's still relatively, it's pretty humid. So I want to beat this around for a few minutes and make sure there's no dry spots. There's not a little patch of flour. It's not too, it's going to be scratchy like this. I don't know how well this camera shows the scratchiness, but it's still really scratchy, and that's a-okay. We just got to get these two ingredients together to begin with, and then we'll worry about our starter. Starter's looking pretty good. It's probably going to be another, like, once I'm done with this, it's another minute or two. We're going to wait for about 45 minutes, and then we're going to worry about adding our starter and salt. Not too big a deal. Okay, that feels a lot better. So let's get my other bowl. I just use another bowl simply because it's easier for me. You can keep the same bowl and just cover it. That's the same thing. The only thing I'm worried about is it sticking and it forming a skin. It's good to form a skin from time to time, depending on how you seal it or whatever. But the best thing is to not have one. You can always mix it out. If it forms a skin like this, you just got to beat the crap out of it and move that skin out, which is not that big a deal, but it's easier to just not have one. So, step one is done. This is the auto lease. We're gonna cover this and let this sit for about 45 minutes. And after that, we'll get on to the next step, which is our starter. All right, it's been about an hour, so I need to get some salt. I'm gonna do 15 grams of salt. Zero on my scale, dry out my container. Because the worst thing that happens is a little bit of salt gets stuck to the bottom and you gotta scrape it. And when all you gotta do is dry your stupid bowl first. So zero that out. 15 grams of salt. The auto lease is to incorporate the salt, the water and the flour. So now we have this. It starts to come together better. Feels a little bit better, and it's all one cohesive thing. A little bit gets stuck to you, but not really. So make our little divots here. Dump our salt in. See, it still got stuck. How is that possible? I dried it. You saw it. Not the end of the world, but I took the time to dry it and it still wasn't dry enough. It's just damp in there. That's weird. Anyway, this I think is one of the harder parts, just making sure your salt is fully integrated. Because you want to make sure the salt is all throughout, because you need the salt. If you don't put salt in this, the bread will not taste like anything. So you do not want to skip or skimp on the salt. It's 15 grams out of close to 700 grams of material, of flour and water. It's not going to be overwhelming. See, and I'm feeling like little pockets and pieces where you'll hit a little ball of salt, but that's not what you want. It's falling like that. Like I found a little pocket of salt right there. That's the worst thing that can happen, is have a pocket of salt. The salt needs to be dissolved and integrated fully into the dough. So you got to give it a little bit of elbow grease. Yes, you can use a standing mixer. I have one, I don't like to use it because I just want to feel where my salt is, where my dough is. The dough's a little bit cool, so I am going to leave it in the oven with the light on. Not a heat source. I don't need to have it hot. It just needs to be warm. I want it to be around between 82 and 85 degrees. So here's our starter. Smells really nice. I fed it 3 times in the last day. So I want just about 115 grams of starter. There we go. And again, just like the salt, this absolutely must be integrated fully into our dough. Otherwise, what's the point? What was the point of getting all of this together if you're not going to mix it properly? You're just wasting your time. This, I don't know how long you do it in a stand mixer. I guess 7-10 minutes with the dough hook, and just make sure it doesn't, make sure it's a cohesive ball and you're just moving it. I still need to try it. I've done, in the last few years, I started trying to make bread in 2002, and now it's 2005. Ooh, that would be terrible. 2025. 2025. So I've been doing it for a few years, and I forgot what my point was. I've done 80, I think this is like 88 loaves, because I have videos for all of them, so I made sure I've documented everything. See, it feels like you're okay, but what's wrong here is there's a pocket of starter in the middle, when the starter actually needs to be integrated into the whole thing. So you kind of get lulled into, oh, I think it's okay. It's not. It needs to be. And that's what I've learned. It's like 80 something. I want to say it's like 85 loaves over the last 3 or 4 years. I think I've made one loaf like a month ago, and a loaf in the spring. But I want to kind of get back into this because it's kind of easy once you get the hang of it. And then you have a nice loaf of bread for the week. In about right around Thanksgiving, I like to make French onion soup. With French onion soup, a nice fresh loaf of sourdough. So I want to get back into that rhythm and feel I'm good enough to make a nice loaf of bread. So just a matter. See how clean the bowl looks? That's what we want. We want the loaf, the dough to be one cohesive thing and not gooey, not separating, not a skin on it. All right. It's nice. It's still scratchy, not a problem, but not too scratchy. And we're building the layers, the gluten, I mean, building up gluten. So by stretching it out, it makes it stronger. The stronger, the better. See how it rips a little bit? Not a problem. So you see how the rip kind of broke and then it just all holds it together still? That's good. The hard part's over. Now it's just time. Because what I'm going to do now, it's already holding together pretty well. A little bit more of this. Then we're going to dump it back into our bowl. And we'll be ready for the folding. But first, after all of this stretching and pushing around, it needs to rest. So we're going to rest this in the oven with the light on, no heat other than the light bulb. We'll be back in about an hour to start our folds. So I'm no expert. I just do this. I've learned from watching other people make it on YouTube or wherever, and I just do it this way because 666 is funny. So 666 grams of flour, however proportions you want to do it. 492 grams of water, so that makes about 75% hydration. I forget exactly what. 15 grams of, mix it, let it sit for about 45 minutes to an hour. Come back, add about 110 to 115 grams of starter and 15 grams of salt. Mix all that together, and now we wait. It's not a complicated recipe at all. Those are all the ingredients. We're done with adding ingredients. It's time consuming, and it's a little bit of guesswork and trying to figure out what's the best methodology for your environment. And I mean that literally, like what the temperature inside the room, outside, humidity, all those factors do weigh in a little bit. I'm not sure exactly how much. It depends on the day and it depends on what you're doing. So that's all of the major parts. Now we wait and we start our folds. So we'll be back in about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and do our folds. All right, first fold. Let's get my hand on that. Smooth. 84. That's great. Okay. Keep that temperature in there. Keep it warm. I'm gonna put it back in the oven just to keep it this temperature, and we'll be back in about an hour. Oh, there's plenty of air in it. That's nice. It's nice and warm. I think we're in good shape. Smooth now, full of air. Okay, there we go, nice and smooth. Bunch of air in it. Gotta let it sit like that again. It's pretty good, so we got about one more fold. We should only give about an hour of rest, and we'll fold it last time. Looking really nice. So it's nice and relaxed. It's got a lot of air in it. It's got a lift. Fold it back, turn, and do the same. Plenty of air bubbles in this thing. Feels really good. Virtually nothing sticking to my fingers anymore. There's no scratchiness anymore. Everything's gone. It's nice and relaxed. It's a final stretch. I think it's looking really good. So after this, let it rest for another 30 or 45 minutes to an hour. And we'll get into shaping it and proofing. But yeah, really nice looking. A lot of air. Feels good. Okay. Okay. Just let gravity do the work. Okay. You just roll it up. We're adding tension. More tension, the better. It's holding together really nice. It looks good. All right. So, of course, always take your before picture so that way you have a better point of reference. I think with the way the dough is already sort of warm, it shouldn't take that long to proof. I'm definitely going to check it at about, I want to look at it at 30 minutes. I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to look at it through the glass, right, on the stove. Check it at like 30, maybe, probably definitely 45, because I'm thinking maybe an hour, because it's not as warm as it was before, but it's definitely has some warmth to it, which is good. That'll aid the process along. There's a proof function on my oven, so that runs it right around 100 degrees. You just put some vegetable oil, some neutral oil, so this won't get stuck if it does touch this plastic. So in there for, it's about 95, 100 degrees inside the oven for about an hour, and that should proof, and it should grow a little bit. So be back in an hour. Okay. It is the next morning. It's like 8 something in the morning. This thing grew more That always makes me nervous because maybe it already gassed out totally. So I'm not sure what we're dealing with here. Hopefully this is right where it needs to be and not a little too far, if that makes any sense. But yeah, pop this sucker off. Just don't deflate. That'll be, of course it's stuck to the wrong spot. Here we go, okay. Oh, it doesn't feel right. It makes me nervous. Grab my pot. 500-degree oven. I don't see much deflation. I do see a little bit though, so that's not good. Let's get this sucker in the heat and get it moving. Oh, it's deflated. Okay, we failed. Okay, this is a fail. So we're gonna just put it in the oven just to see what happens, but it overproofed. I'd let it go for a little too long. Come on, work with me here. There we go. It's frustrating. Okay. I doubt it'll rise at all because it's already deflating as I was touching it. So we'll see. Set a timer for 23 minutes. 23 minutes of 500. That should be okay. Set a timer for 24 minutes. That'd be fine. It was deflating as I was touching it. And as I put it in the thing, I could just see it kind of bow and not be more rigid. So I don't think it's going to work, but we'll find out. You don't want it to be, I think that might actually be okay. Didn't rise as much as I'd want, but it did. Just put this in there. There you go. That'll cool it off pretty quick. Your pan is searing hot. Your oven is searing hot. Be careful. But I think, let me get my glove again. I think we'll be okay. It did poof out on the side here. There's a weak spot, but these ears did open. That's what makes me think that it's okay. Why did I get my left hand when I'm right-handed? It's hollow on the inside. That's enough surface area. Let's take a look. So there we go. See, we have our ears. They're not great. They didn't really rise too much. And you see this pop right here. It was weak on the side, and then it kind of curved because it got squished into the pot. That's the biggest pot they make, so I conform to that size. So when it starts to, it shouldn't, when I put it down, it shouldn't just start, it should just hold its shape so that way it can go up instead of out. So I think we're okay. It smells good. It feels okay. I thought maybe we're hit a bad spot, but I think we'll be okay. Now, it is 9:21 in the morning. I let this cool for at least 3 hours. We're inside the house is like 74. So give it about 3 to 4 hours to completely cool down, and I think we're okay.